They do magic.
I
Do you
just
get the
took a
riddle?
back piss. I'm
Riddle.
very tired.
Are we live? Repeat it a bunch. Do you get the reference?
Are we live? Are we live?
Are we
Are we
live?
live?
Yeah. They're upside down. Do you get the reference?
Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we
Here's
live?
a hint. They do magic while being upside down, while saying "Are we live?" a bunch of times.
Ah, my leg itches. Ah, everything itches now.
Here's a hint. One of them has their mouth closed, and the other one is the one that talks.
Tape face.
No, that's one person, and he doesn't talk.
Those weird old men on YouTube that are like offering to teach you magic.
Okay, here's another hint. The people that said it, one's really tall, has long hair. His hair's cut now, but like in his heyday, it was long. Wears glasses, and the other one's really short and has no facial hair.
Okay, you literally just described the two dudes that I just said, like to
Dude,
the T.
what dude?
They're like these two old men, and they like all, and they said like, "This is how you do magic," and it's just like you need to like misdirect or like yada yada yada.
Oh, they
And this
make it
guy here,
sound cooler than it is.
yeah.
Penn and Teller, dude. Are we live? Remember Saturday Night Live? They were there. Like, this was really early in their career, back when they were still semi young. They did an upside down card trick, and the illusion was that it was floating, even though they were just upside down, and the camera made it look like they were right side up. But you could see like Teller's veins about to fall off his face. It sucks you don't get the reference.
I I'm legitimately too tired right now.
Doesn't matter. We have to record a 13-minute segment. Bring the energy up. Scream. I said scream.
So yeah, we were playing COD earlier today,
They got
and
fucking yes again.
this feels
They
nice. I'll pick me.
just shoved their arm elbow deep in my rectum. Okay, elbow deep.
We were
Hackers.
doing good. We were doing good to like at least either halfway or a little bit over halfway, then we would get like raped.
No, like I played against hackers. There's a certain gun in the game that isn't in that game mode. They both had it and they killed me immediately and also didn't take damage. Now I'm no neuroscientist.
Too bad you weren't recording, so it didn't happen.
That gun is not in that game mode. It just isn't. Okay. It's not like it's super rare or anything. It's just not in that game mode. But what matters is that we're gonna play it right after this. Did you hear me? Did you hear
You're
me
gonna play what?
playing
Play
after this?
what?
We're playing
Play what?
Battle Royale after this.
No, I'm not playing.
That you're editing the
I,
video. And after that, we're uploading it.
I'm
Like clockwork.
tired. I'm tired.
Doesn't matter. Get the bring that fake YouTube energy. Like all the good YouTubers do.
My feet are cold.
Spit on them.
I'm not gonna spit on my feet.
They'll be warm for a couple seconds.
Yeah, for a couple of seconds.
Get a
And
nice
then they'll
hard
be
loop.
cold. And then they'll be cold and wet.
They'll be sticky though, so it's a plus.
Come over here and like rub my feet.
No,
Here. Isn't that gay? It's just helping a homie out.
yeah. Means to an end, okay? The means don't justify the ends, queer.
Yes, they do. Yes,
No,
they
they
do.
don't. You got two hands. You could rub your own feet.
No, it won't be as good.
Yes,
It
no.
has to be someone else. It has to be another child.
Another. I don't see why it has to be another child. You have little baby ants. It can be you.
I have big hands. My hands are bigger than yours. Queer.
No, they're not. You have little baby hands. You're a short little man with little baby hands.
I'm tall and I have big ass hands.
I have small hands for my height and small feet. I've been told they just haven't hit their growth spurt yet, whatever that means.
Nah, you're just disfigured for life. You're just
It looks
unproportional.
proportional. It's just like someone my height usually has like Mickey Mouse glove-sized hands.
If you've ever seen Spoon, he's like unproportional and he looks freaky. He doesn't look like a real person.
It's an actual tip of a spoon with like tiny hands.
Because no, you have like a very small head, but a long and thick ass neck. Like this tiny like torso. These long ass hands with like these tiny little fingers. Like these long spindly legs with these tiny
I
little
like
feet.
that spindly. No, that part's not true.
You look like a meat canyon creation. You can't even like.
I'm very handsome. I'm not ugly. I'll say that at bare minimum.
You just have a weird body, but you don't have like an ugly face.
I don't have a weird body.
You have a weird body. Look at
I have a
yourself.
completely
You have such
normal
a talented
body.
torso, and you have like so much excess like nut skin. It's just like dragging on the ground. It's disgusting.
Like when I spread my legs across like Hank Hill from that one canyon hit, my legs just fall out.
And then you can like just like keep hearing it falling out for like the next couple hours. Like
Gross. But it doesn't matter because we're playing Call of Duty after this.
I'm gonna take a nap after this, and I'm gonna mute you.
No, you're not. I'm gonna send you the recording. You're gonna edit the video. Then we're gonna play Call of Duty in that order. You'll take a nap when you're dead.
Okay, how about I take a nap and then we play?
When you sign that contract to be a YouTuber with me,
I'm the
these
one that
are
made
the
the contract.
sacrifices you have to make. Shut up. They don't need to know that. These are the sacrifices you signed up to make. Okay, your life is gone. Okay, you don't need to live unless you're complaining about something. That is the YouTube way.
For what? For our 4 subscribers, one of which you don't like for some reason now?
Look, we'll talk about her on a later date.
Her?
But
What
for
woman?
now,
No woman follows us. Fuck.
we're talking about the doll.
I refuse. That's something else entirely. Shut up.
Yeah, she's a whore. Now then,
But no,
I
she's
will.
leading. She's leading that one dude on, like straight up.
I don't think she's capable of love.
No, women are incapable of love. Like biologically, women are incapable of feeling like legitimate love the same way
I
men do.
don't. That can't be true, right?
No, it's true. They're the chemical imbalances in their brain. It's impossible for them to feel love the same way a man does.
Well, not the same way, but they still feel love.
It's a different kind of love. It's either like a maternal feeling, like it's either like a motherly form of love, pity form of love, or okay, I can get something out of this kind of love. They can't feel
Pity.
genuine love.
It's loving it. I mean, of course, like it hits when your girlfriend dumps you when you're depressed, and it doesn't quite hit for them. They just kind of cry. You think it's because they all unanimously get played cock as kids multiple times, so they grow cold, like in unison.
No, I feel like it's just their brains are just hardwired to be like that. Or it's just like, okay, yeah, I can't get anything out of this relationship anymore. I'm just gonna end it, move on to the next one.
Damn.
Because a guy, all a guy needs is you laugh at his jokes and you smile when you look at him.
Laugh. Yeah, and the breathing. That's important.
Yeah, uh, but for women, they have like so many
Is that enough?
criteria you have to meet out, and if you like fail on even one of them, they immediately dump you. Like a guy will like love you for years as long as you like laugh at his jokes and
As long as
occasionally
you
smile.
exist and you're not boring, that's really all it takes.
Yeah.
Just just breathe. Like I've noticed that. Yeah, when she's mad, that's when the relationship's at jeopardy. If you're mad, it's just oh, geez, whack Tuesday was spoon and fork. Mad
Oh,
about the racist comments. He's overreacting. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. Uh, It's just like, okay, if the female's mad, that's when the relationship is in danger. That's when the dude has to like go in and be like, okay, what did I do wrong? Because apparently I did something wrong.
Every time, by the way, every time.
Yeah, but if like a dude is angry, she'd be like, why are you overreacting? You're always like this. And then she gets angry, and then you have to fix the issue.
Screams, then hits you, and then you if you say calm down, Calm down.
I am. And then she like takes a swing at you, and then you can't like beat her to death because she's a woman.
Ugh, it's suddenly a hate crime.
Yeah, it's suddenly illegal, but it wasn't illegal when she like grabbed her water bottle and her metal water bottle and just like hit me upside the head.
You
No,
remember Justice?
no, she
The
can do that
guy
right in front of the teacher, but
that
no,
comes
the
in.
second I like stop her from hitting me, oh, I'm the bad guy. Suddenly, I'm the one that gets expelled. Fucking bullshit.
Remember that guy that came to our school, Justice?
Yeah,
Cool guy, right? Did he tell you the story about how he was in an abusive relationship?
no.
Oh, well, I guess you just didn't fuck with your class like that. Anyway, basically, yeah, he was like, fun fact, men are more likely to be in an abusive relationship than women.
Yeah,
60%.
75%. There's a 75% higher
Yeah, yeah,
chance
yeah.
men will get abused in the relationship over the
He
woman.
was like, yeah. So basically, one time I was being a good host, telling jokes, and she kept telling me to stop talking, But the girl in the car was laughing at his jokes. The girl was like her sister or something. Like he wasn't into her. He was just making like, you know, humor because he's a comedian, like
Hmm.
one of his many jobs. And she just punches him in the nose, and he bleeds. And he's like, all right, well, guess it's fine. She was mad. Guess it was okay. This goes on for like I think a couple months until he's in the store and like he trips like and bumps into her, and out of anger she just cold cocks him in the jaw, and he goes, "This is over. Goodbye." You know what I mean? It's sad that's a reality for most men.
Yeah, and it's just because if you do like complain or anything about it, you're just viewed as like, oh, what you can't take it, fucking pussy.
You couldn't take that punch even though it made you bleed. What are you, gay?
But yeah, it's a shame. There's like this one like cat from a show which I used to watch with like my sisters. It's on Netflix, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to sponsor them. But yeah, like one of the like he's like this typical man, and he's just like such a nice person, and he's just like such a good nice person. He's like funny. He's like and he's like if you're like around him, you like immediately smile. He's just like, oh, I feel like warm and cozy. And apparently, he was getting like abused by his wife for like years, and like apparently like during the things like the when they were videotaping episodes, um, they would have to like spend extra time with him. They'd have to make him come in early so they can put in like enough makeup to like cover up like the black eye was all over him.
Dang, poor guy, poor guy.
Yeah.
I was watching some hentai the other day, and I gotta say it was pretty good.
Also, like men are like more likely to what's call it? Shit, I forgot what I was about to say when you started talking about hentai. Fuck.
That are like
Women are more likely to cheat than men are.
they're what?
Yeah, women have like an 80% higher chance of cheating than men do.
Chance or actually cheating, like actual.
Like actually cheating.
Ah, well, they don't put that in the news.
Yeah, and apparently it's like been rising in the recent years because so many like women are like bisexual now.
I think people are bisexual more often now.
Yeah, but a lot more women are bisexual than men are.
So they cheat on other women.
Yeah, like
So apparently that
basically
makes
anybody.
us not cheating.
Yeah, like if a girl cheats on me with another man, I'm gonna be furious. But if she cheats on me with like a woman, that's like okay, I'm going to kill someone at that point.
It's strange. It's one of those things, when like you
But there are dudes
instinctively
who are just
think
like
something is bad or good, but when you think about it, it's like, no, that's not it at all. Instinctively,
there's like
I
this
don't care, but she cheated on me. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's like this one dude who was just like, okay, yeah, if she cheats on me with a man, that's that's too far. But if it's with another woman, then yeah, it's fine. She can sleep with as many women as she wants, just as long as it's not a man. And I'm just like, how can you think like that?
What if she
Like,
leaves, dumbass?
it might just be me, but I'm just like way too. territorial or like greedy. Like there was this one bisexual girl that did it, and like she would like flirt with her friends and all that, and like one day I was just like, yeah, stop doing that. Eh, what? It's just like joking around with my friends. Like no, it's
Grabbing
not
her
joking
boob
around.
and saying, "It's soft. It's not joking."
No, like because it's like a group of five friends, and like two of them are like hardcore lesbians, the rest of them are bisexual, and just like two of those are lesbians. They think the same way that I do. They're not viewing this as flirting. They're viewing as like a joking flirt. They're viewing it as like, oh, you're coming on to them. I don't.
This is the hard fact of life. Gays are terrible. All of them. Every last one. Hitler was right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
he was. He was. No, he was right. Should have fucking wiped all of them. Not the Jews. Some of the Jews are fine.
He would have been part of the wipe. He was going for the Jews first, then everyone else next.
Yeah,
Like, just
because
really
the
to
Jews
conquer the
ruined
world
Germany.
and almost did it.
Yeah, and
Crazy to
apparently,
think, like he almost conquered. That's like the ultimate villain trope, and he almost actually succeeded. Crazy.
yeah. If like Japan had like waited like until they conquered a bit more, then like Japan really screwed Hitler over because America wouldn't have done anything till they were just till like Germany was like knocking right on their door.
Yeah, that's the whole being
Also,
new.
people that say like, "Oh, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that's overboard." Like, all they did was attack a military base. They still attacked a military base. People still died, and the way that Japan was at that time, they would have kept on attacking unless we stopped them. So of course we're gonna go for their cities. I think the people who are just like, "Oh, like that was going overboard." Like, I feel like that's dumb. I
The
feel
thing
like
is,
that's a stupid
people
way
are,
to think.
they've never been conquered before, like in history. We're the first ones to actually do it. So they wanted to keep that. And they were willing to, what was it? Kamikaze it was, in order to
Yeah,
win just a fight that they
yeah.
started.
Also, the fact that they were like pulling children, just like 13-year-olds, like 12-year-olds, into the war just to fight.
And
How,
we warned them, and they didn't listen. So we bombed them. And then they didn't listen again. After it was second warning, then we bombed them again. And they were like, maybe,
I
maybe.
think after the first one, give up. If you see that we have like this kind of firepower where we can destroy like an entire major city in like an instant,
Wasn't it an
why?
island?
It's because of their way of thinking. They were just like, okay, we are the chosen people of God. That's what their way of thinking.
Oh my
Like
God.
of like our emperor, he's literally God. He's literally an incarnation of God. There's no way we could lose. So that's why, like, after World War II and Japan lost, the Japanese like suicide rate skyrocketed because so many people were just like, "We lost. That means God no longer holds us in His favor. What purpose is there of living if God is literally against us now?"
Wow. That seems. Do they still have an emperor? I don't think they do.
No, we took that down and we said like, "Yeah, you have no choice. Do this."
Yeah,
We
they're
also
a
took away
democracy now, isn't it?
yeah, we also took away their military. But the Japanese police force is just like essentially just a military.
Yeah,
If anything, it's like even more powerful than their former military because the Japanese police get away with so much stuff.
like the
There's
West.
literally this one man who got like accused of like kidnapping a girl, like holding her for ransom. And they said like, oh, he wrote this ransom note, but guess what? He was illiterate. He had like no learning or anything. So they just framed some random dude because they could never find the guy who kidnapped the actual girl. They never found the girl either. So this dude, since like World War II, has been sitting in a Japanese prison cell, like in solitary confinement by himself for years over a crime he very clearly did not commit and was not capable of committing.
Whoa. Yeah, no, never going there.
Also, I feel like all the people who like defend Japan saying like, "Oh, all they did was attack a military base. Well, we shouldn't have like went for Hiroshima and Nagasaki."
That was after like a long fight. That wasn't just like, all right, they destroyed our ships. Let's drop nuts. No, they had it was a full war. That was just the end of it. I don't even understand that argument at all.
Like the people who defend Japan in that situation are like weeaboos in like Japanophile who are just like, oh, Japan is great. We were in the wrong in that situation, even though that they attacked us unprovoked, even though we weren't part of the war.
I'm not gonna get like
Also, the fact that they were literally siding with
we can't,
Nazis,
let's
and
not
you people still fighting.
demonize them though. That's the thing, because there were times like they could have attacked hospitals, but just flew past because they're not monsters. They were just they lost, and they hit us first. They're still people. They just made a interesting decision in destroying our naval bar. Pearl Harbor was it? Like
Also, legitimately, if you were defending Japan at those times, you're literally just siding with the Nazis. Because guess what? Japan sided with the Nazis. It's not like they were their own independent thing during this war. They literally joined forces with Hitler.
to win, or do they believe his beliefs?
I think it was like a combination of both because they were
I
just
mean,
like,
it kind of makes sense. I mean, they're basically white. Uh,
I think they wanted like the combination of forces, and they were just like, oh, this guy has been conquering so many places. He must also be someone favored by God.
even though they probably didn't he hate them too because they were white, or were they white enough?
I think he. I'm not sure. I think
Because
it
they're
was
the
just like,
only race that's like actually pasty like white
yeah.
people.
I feel like even if he did want to fight them, though, he wouldn't have been able to because Japan was such like a powerful military force, and they had conquered such like a massive majority of Asia. Where it's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna turn on you guys. It'd be like within an instant, like
The
Japan could have
backlash of God.
like Japan could have like taken out like more than half of the Nazi army in like one raid.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that people are always like on Germany's case about World War II, but you never see people on about Japan when they were like colonizing, destroying, raping, pillaging so much of Asia. You never see anybody like go up to Japan and be like, "Oh, you guys need to pay for your war crimes in World War II." Like, no, you only ever see it to Germany.
You pay for war crimes now? Never heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, they did horrible things. War crimes are things that just like
No, no, no.
biological
Yeah,
weapons.
yeah, you go to jail, but like I've never heard of like paying, like actually going to the place that you conquered, giving them stuff.
Yeah, like things. There are also things like in war which are off limit. Like you can't just attack someone without like telling them like in advance, like, yeah, we're gonna have a war with you. You don't get a choice. Because like for example, let's just say like one day, like out of nowhere, we just decide to like let's attack Russia. As a hypothetical, like out of nowhere, we just attack Russia without any warning, any provocation. Then like the entire United Nations would go against us because we set up a war without the proper etiquette for it.
I was gonna say who give a shit, but you're right. Gives you the world. Hey, you can't do that. It's not fair. Makes sense. It's interesting how they kind of made it like a game. You know, and that's the only example I could give, except for Hitler, who conquered most of the world by not
Oh,
following rules.
have you ever seen like that one game where it's like you choose like world famous leaders and you play as them, like Napoleon,
Yeah, you
the
go through its
Caesar.
history.
It I don't know, I don't remember what it's called, but like there's one very interesting thing in that game where it's just like,
A target, and it's one of like the leaders.
no, just shut up and let me talk for a second. It's like if you start a war with somebody, that gives you 1 point of like of that raises your war score up by one. If you make a treaty with someone, it lowers your score by one war violence. And Gandhi, you can play as Gandhi in the game, and he's the only character that starts with like a war violence of zero, right? So if you
Mhm.
make a treaty with someone, it takes you to -1, and because the game doesn't work like that, it'll rocket you to like the max level of war bonds that you can have. So like at the very beginning of the game, like everybody's just like going to Gani to like, okay, make a treaty, you and me, like, yeah, yeah, and Gani can pick and be like, oh, okay, You have the most resources. You're part of my pack now. Okay, I now have nukes while everybody is like in the Stone Age, and I can just wipe them all out in one go. I
Uh,
always thought that was I always thought that was an interesting thing, where it's just like because it couldn't handle like a negative score, it just like skyrocketed you to like because you couldn't be like because you were already at like the very bottom. It just like skyrocketed you to like the maximum it could go to.
sounds like sounds kind of lame. I don't really know those kind of games.
It's an acquired taste, I guess.
It's not.
I mean, it can just be like a long episode.
I mean, I mean, uh, yeah,
I mean, it's up
okay,
to you.
yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I forgot that one video never made it off the air, and gosh, I think I've said this. This makes a third time that we've tried to make a video that,
And something happens where we can't even like use the audio for it or like use the video for it.
and for the third time, I'll say fruit salad punch. Even if you're still playing COD, I'm assuming your girlfriend's better at COD than you. She can join our clan. If she's good. I'm looking for good people. I mean, if you're good, you can join too, I guess. But like, you're a man, so. But whatever.
We kind of need more diversity.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're Latino, so potentially.
I'm assuming
Yeah, if you want to like try out for our clan, and I just basically just rape you because I'm a.
it turns out he's like a god level player, and like the
I get the
second you even
feeling he's decent, but not better than me. That's a challenge, by the way, to you and your fiance.
just to like imagine like his female, just like the second you even look in her direction, boom, you're just dead.
If she's like
I
that,
play
that she would have to use a sniper. I'm good. The thing is, so long as she's not incredible, I'll win.
I was playing with like a guy that was like that in team deathmatch for like a warm up this morning, and like he was just like sniping. It was just like the second you like stepped out of the spawn, you'd be dead.
Yeah, sniping's fun. I don't know. I'm finally getting my head around it, and I'm like, whenever I press it on accident, it pisses me off. I was like, I could have killed him instead of dying 8 times. But I mean, it's terrible. But I mean, you're good at shotgun, so that means you have good aim
Yeah,
because it
I'm good
takes
at shotgun and melee weapons, along with the
a lot of
submachine
aim.
gun.
Like,
Those are things that I'm best at.
but yeah, this will just be a podcast. We haven't told many stories, so I guess there won't be any animatics. Uh, what else? What else? What else? Yeah, it's a challenge. My clan name is gonna be in the description, like below. You're a whore.
If you don't like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell notification.
Don't
Um,
forget to share this.
you're a commie bastard that supported Hitler. Yeah,
Um,
I
your
think that's
mom's
it.
a hoe. Your mom's a hoe. And, and whoever threw that, your mom's. I miss old school memes. No, no, let's keep ranting. This will just be a rusty rant. That way I have an excuse not to put anything in it.
Cool.
All right, bet. Let's see. What do I hate? This country. Yep, let's get political.
That you said we should never get political on the channel.
Like the episode I said that, like the episode after, since then, it's been at least one political or controversial thing. At least one in every video since that.
Yeah, but I thought you said we should never do that.
Yeah,
Specifically, you're the one that always does this. You're the
I
one that
know.
set up this rule. You're the one that breaks it.
I know, which is why I'm just saying there's no point because I don't. I thought I'd care more, but I don't, and I think it's nice to
Yeah,
like because
because I remember like I was gonna say something and you were just like, "Yeah, I don't think we should get political here. I think that's just like a bad idea in general." And I'm just like, "Okay, then I'll respect your wishes." And then the very next podcast, I fucking hate this group of people. Fucking asshole.
the only way you can really get your opinion out without someone because people that are usually wrong interrupt you a lot because they're wrong and they just don't want you to speak or they don't want you to share your knowledge. That happens a lot on like old, like really old interviews of like say a popular black activist with like a mayor. He'll talk like anyway. So about the empowerment of black economics. Empowerment of black economics. What about the empowerment of all? I'm worried about everybody. And like he'll just repeat that same line over and over again. So he won't actually get to say anything and it just wastes the whole interview.
Or
And
just like when you're in an argument and then like the person that you're arguing with is just like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you," while you're trying to like talk.
yeah. They say when someone's yelling at you, you just gotta just stay calm and eventually they'll simmer down. Because they do that to so they'll talk over you or like to get you amped up so they have more ammunition to yell at you. But if you just stay calm, they just look dumb. But yeah, I think it's a good way for us to get our ideas out and our opinions because in any other situation, they might, either they'll just if they don't care, they'll just leave the video, which is fine, I guess. But if it's a real,
Oh,
then they'll
I
just what?
frog.
What was that?
I want to pet frog. I'm gonna name him James.
I will yeet your frog out the window if you get one.
I'll kill you if you ever touch my frog.
It'll live. It's a frog.
I'll kill you.
It'll
It
no need to.
doesn't matter if it
No,
lives. It means it's outside now, where it's not supposed to be outside. It's gonna be in its cage in its little aquarium. So leave him alone.
what if I just yeeted the whole aquarium out the window?
I'd kill you. I'd actually break your legs, and then I'd eat you out the window.
Why? Why so aggressive all the time, dude?
Because you fucked with my stuff.
It's only a living being. It doesn't matter.
What the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? You're gonna yeet for a frog's life. You're gonna break my legs. Seems a
Yeah,
little excessive, don't you think?
yeah, you're right. You had no reason to attack this poor frog, which is gonna be staying in my room.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it matters.
What if I yeet it on your bed and it lives?
I'm still gonna be angry that you threw my frog.
But it lived and it's on your.
Yeah,
It's not gonna.
yeah,
It's a frog. It's meant to like land at high velocity. It'll be fine.
yeah. I'll just snap one of your fingers.
Because I yeeted it on the bed. What if I yeet it back in its?
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't eat my frog, or I'm gonna bite down onto your neck.
So hear that? Sexual tensions are rising. Yeah.
There's no sexual tension until you're just like, you hear that? You hear that? Sexual tension.
He wants to nibble my neck. He wants to give me a hickey. Sexual
No, it's
tension.
not. I plan on ripping out your throat.
See that? He likes it rough. Sexual
Fucker. Uh, but if you ever die, do I have permission to do stuff to your dead body?
No, you don't.
Why not?
Dude, I'm not gonna do anything to your dead body, you freak. I would be mad, fag.
Choices matter. I don't really think you have a choice in the matter once it happens, you know?
Don't rip my corpse.
No promises, no promises.
You won't feel it, won't scream. Dig you up, break you, I don't know.
Who knows when it'll happen? Maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Oh, they don't get the reference. I forgot we did that. We just did that as a joke. I'm not retelling it. Anyway, so yeah, because it's a rusty rant, not good times with the fellas. We gotta rustily rant about something. All right. What's something that you don't like? Don't say blacks.
Well, then you've just taken out all my topics. Thanks a lot. I'm
Uh,
gonna rant about my black neighbors and how they're inconsiderate assholes.
and consider it. I don't. Oh, I'm not your neighbor.
Yeah, you don't know shit. Shut the fuck up,
We live in the same
asshole.
neighborhood. Like technically, your neighbor.
Yeah, they're constantly arguing, and then they'll instead of fighting inside their house or in front of their house, they come out to the front of my house, like right where the sidewalk is, and then in the middle of the night, they'll just start fucking yelling at one another about like random shit. Like,
What is it with you and people making noises outside of your occupants? It doesn't matter
oh,
where you go in the world.
speaking
Someone's
of,
always screaming.
a couple days ago, some woman, I'm assuming she was on crack, because she
Get
looked like,
closer to the mic. Get closer.
yeah, like she had like the crack look, like she had like the crack hairstyle. She had like,
More likely heroin because
yeah,
that's a serious thing in our in our state. Like legitimately,
yeah, like
it's an
she was
epidemic or
on
something.
some form of drug, and like from, because I live at like the very top of a hill, and like I could hear her coming down from the very bottom of the hill, because I live on a big ass hill, and it's just like I can hear her like screaming, like while she's like walking past, and I was like fully prepared to like fight that woman to the death because I was like taking out the trash and I was just like, man, I feel like something's gonna happen. She's either gonna stab me, she's gonna like come up, ask me for money for crack, ask me if I have any,
For correct.
ask me if I have any form of narcotics, or she's gonna stab me, kidnap me, and then sell me to like for drugs. So like while I was taking out the trash, I was like fully prepared to like murder this woman.
You know what Dave Chappelle said?
What? I
He
have to
said
take a shit.
he's from Ohio, right?
Uh
So
huh.
he's like, Ohio, otherwise known as land of poor white people.
Yeah,
And
essentially.
no racial, no racial. And then he goes, you know what poor white people get enough of? Heroin. They can't seem to get their fill. Referring to our current crisis. You know, they only do it at night, so you don't really notice. You know what I
I
mean?
I noticed a
Only
lot.
oh well, you at night because it's majority white, but they do it like in the city at night.
Oh, did I ever
Everyone
tell you about the
does
one
it, man.
time where like when I was like walking back home and like these guys, like one of them was like half naked and like the rest of them were just like fucking stoned as fuck, and then like he like while there was traffic he like stepped out of the car and he's just like, you guys want weed, you guys want weed, like he almost like falls over and like every single couple steps he's taking and they're just like, no, no, we're fine, no thank you.
You other group,
Yeah, I was like with like one other person.
they had edibles. I mean, I don't know, man.
And they were just like, no, no,
Sounds
thanks.
pretty cool to
Just,
me.
you sure? We got some good weed. We got some good weed.
I mean, I wouldn't take it like with them, like in their clutches, but I'd go home
Yeah,
with
and
a
they were
couple.
just like, no, no, we're
Of
fine. And then he like asked one more time, and then like at this point, I'm getting pissed, and because like the other person with me, he's like getting scared because like he's never had like this form of interaction, and I'm just getting pissed because we keep on telling him like, no, no, we're fine.
You should
And
have
then
just
I'm
ignored him and left.
like, we tried to do that, but he just like got louder, and then we're just like, and then like I fully just like turned to him, and I'm just like, go the fuck away, dude. And they're just like, well, gee, you didn't have to go that far. And then he like stumbles over to like his side of like the car, and then he like gets in, and then they like drive off.
I
And
gotta quit telling stories. I don't want to edit this. What a hilarious story. Goddamn. Interesting story, rather. Uh, I don't really have that many. Most people, when they're like drug addicts, will come to me like, "I do heroin." Well, like that anime look where like she clearly they're insane, like their
yeah,
eyebrows, but their eyes are wide open and they're smiling. Like they get
yeah.
real close to the face. Do you want? Do you want heroin? I have some on me.
I
Don't
really hate
don't.
it like when you go to the store. like the homeless, like the bums outside, are, like trying to give you life advice. Because like, no offense to them, like some of them are like good people. They're just like down on their luck, but some of them are just like crazy, and I feel like very uncomfortable because I feel like they probably killed someone recently.
Oh God, no, they're crazy because like for entertainment they have to talk to themselves.
Yeah, but like there was one guy who was just like I don't even remember, but I just remember like I was thinking like I wasn't even listening to him. I was just like in my head like, man, I really don't want life advice from a guy who's half naked, sitting out in front of a Wendy's. Like
Hey
I
man, it could have been awesome advice. Who knows?
probably wasn't
But
because like
that's
while we
not
were going in,
true.
because like while we were going into the Wendy's, he just yelled out "craisins." I don't think
What
anybody.
did he tell you? What was the life advice?
I legitimately don't remember. All I remember is that like when we like went into the Wendy's, he just like yelled out "craisins" while like shaking violently before he like ran off.
Uh, your life's more fun than mine, dude. I swear. You find yourself in these predicaments. That's what you got to do next time you make a video. Just tell a story, man, because you got wacky, interesting life that I do not have. You know what I
I
mean?
just like feel awkward like talking about myself. I just feel like such an asshole. If at least like I'm with another person, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm entertaining someone, and
You're
like I can get like
eat
immediate
solid
feedback.
punch. He's there with you, holding your hand. He's right there, drooling for your
Sure.
luscious lips every time they move.
I remember back in the olden days, like every single time we mentioned Fruits of the Punch, we would go like on like a 5 minute binge of just like talking about how much we wanted to fuck them.
The olden days weren't that long ago. It was like a month.
Yeah, the
The,
olden
the,
days.
the days before the edits, we'll say. The
Yeah.
when I sounded like a addict, like a smoker of 50 years.
I thought you were about to call it the Dark Age, and I was about to be really depressed. We've only have like a couple videos, and we're already like in the golden era because the Dark Age is just past.
That's what it feels like. Our magnum opus with like 30 views. That's our 30, dude. That's our 30. Not brunch bros, us. It's our 30.
We
And that
talk about women for some reason.
no, because I didn't realize like we talk about women like for the majority of the video, and then I'm playing Skullgirls.
Yeah, we were just like complaining about. I was complaining about women for like a majority of it.
Happen chance. That wasn't even on purpose. I pre-recorded that game.
Yeah,
Good game. I'm glad I
yeah,
uninstalled it.
yeah. When we move in together, we need to get a twink.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
But
We're gonna rant about something.
okay, then I've had enough of those goddamn fucking illegals coming into our country.
I mean, I don't really have an issue with the illegals.
Shut the fuck up, black man.
So long as they're not like drunk drivers, then I don't really care. God, I
Why
can't.
specifically drunk drivers?
No, because this whore was on this newscaster. Yes, that's what she is, a fucking whore. And basically, she was like talking about illegals. She was like, "You need to help pass the law. This man was stripped from his family and deported back to his shanty town in Mexico. But
Shanty.
but little does ye know, if you dig a little deeper, I felt for this man, as I feel for all men. And I came to the realization that he was a drunk driver who had killed two people. Fuck him. I don't care about him anymore. Once you
Yeah,
kill someone, you don't exist to me. You're not human.
yeah.
Unless
Because
you're
that's the
so.
problem with like whenever you get news, you only get like one side of it. Like, no offense, but you've created an echo chamber for yourself. Like at least for me, like if I hear something like on the news or whatever, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna look into this because there's no news source where it's just like, okay, here's the full story. They always tell it from like one side.
What I think.
Eh,
Like I listen to it
sometimes.
fully. I'm like, this sucks, and I don't talk about the other bad. Wait, give me an example.
You're black, so
Like when I was talking about how, uh, what was it? What was it? What was it? Black on black crime. When I had that rant because, like, you said something that vaguely had to do with it.
no, it had
Implicitly
nothing
vague.
to do with it. It had nothing to do with it. You just like randomly started a rant.
You said
Like,
black leg, and I just thought about that. Like, I sent him like two paragraphs.
yeah, I just had to like sit there while you were like ranting. All I asked you was like, "Hey, do you have this kind of ammo?" And then you were just like, "You know what? This one guy is just like," and I'm just like, "Okay, then I guess he doesn't have that ammo. I'm just gonna take a look around now."
No, no, because it pisses me off that like when there's any talk about like black rights, it's always black on black crime, black leadership, and in my head I'm thinking, name one black murderer. It's certainly Ted Bundy. Okay, there's so many famous white murderers and movies about those murderers. I just think it's a little strange that whenever the topic comes up, it's always black people. Like, it pisses me off. It really does. Like, you can't think of one black murderer, and don't say that cop that murdered like three cops because you don't even know his name and you don't even know who he
O.J.
was.
Simpson. O.J. Simpson.
What?
Yeah, he stabbed his wife to death, and the guy she was cheating on him with.
No, I'm thinking of a different guy.
Who the fuck were you thinking of?
A guy. He was he saw a woman use excessive force, filed a complaint with her, and then he got fired for filing a complaint against a woman. So he, in retaliation, he killed him. He killed the
Yeah,
chief's
good on
daughter.
him. Good on him. Respect to that man.
He killed the chief's daughter, killed a few cops, and when they found his hideout, he said, "I'm gonna commit asymmetrical war on all of you." And they thought it was shit. They thought it was bullshitting because he's black. No, he killed like a bunch of people gruesomely, and they found his hideout. And they put like 400 cops just ready, just to see. I don't even remember
Good
that
on
guy's.
him. Good on him.
No, he did a terrible thing. But they were racist. But he dealt with it his whole life or something. He was depressed or something. And his whole life he was trying to do the right thing. That's why he became a cop. But he realized that at least where he lived, no one gave a shit about him. But you shouldn't murder somebody's daughter. That was a little much.
Nah, he probably deserved it. Dumb bitch.
Or you see those memes where it's like, don't kill my daddy, and it's like, fuck your daddy, little bitty bitch. It's so aggressive. It's so aggressive. It's funny. We don't endorse that. We don't endorse murder, by the way. For those of you
Eh,
that are wondering,
in specific cases, we endorse it.
like if it's Hitler, sure, why not?
I mean, if if they cut you off while you're driving, then if somebody cuts in front of you in line, if you just don't like the way that they